well, I keep saying today, we got Lehvel running Jump King blindfolded, actually.
But with the blindfold, and
Yeah.
despite what you might think, even though his eyes there, if you turn it around, I cannot see, so I will not be able to see anything.
Yeah, this run is going to
Well,
be really, really impressive. I'm so excited to see this. But yeah, Lehvel.
and I just want to say, I know the estimate says 50 minutes, but this run can be anywhere from 10 minutes to I might not complete it if I really suck. So, we'll see what happens here. I have put a lot of time into this game. Thank you to anyone from the Jump King community or just my friends not in the Jump King community who are showing up to watch me play. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to doing this run. So, for anyone who doesn't know what Jump King is, basically a platformer game, right? And so, for example, this is a full jump, which is just holding on the spacebar until the jump automatically lets go. That's a 35 frame jump, and so that means there's 35 different types of jumps you can do, all the way from a one framer like that to a 35. So
Mm,
and so some of these jumps in this game, it's like 2 to 3 framers. It's hard, especially when you're blindfolded. It has a lot to do with listening to jumps and when you land and how quick you land and all of that. But I'll try to explain it as I go in the run. It might be a little different for me because a lot of the time when I'm playing this, I'm kind of just silent and locked in.
yeah, I'll also try
But
to be respectable and
uh,
silent.
yeah, you're okay. You can talk once in a while if you want. It's up to you. But I will do my best throughout the run to explain my thought process. There's probably going to be some falls. I have recognized a lot of the falls because it's a big part of this is because if I mess up once, I don't want to have to reset. And my goal in this run is to not reset at all and try and hopefully not get lost. But I know Mark said to me that I could reset if I really need to, but we're
Yeah,
gonna hope that I don't need to. So yeah, I'm just excited to show you guys this run.
yeah. Give me a countdown whenever.
Well, first I gotta
Oh,
put on the handy dandy blindfold here.
true, true, true.
All right, patting it down. All right, and my eyes are closed anyway. If anyone who watches my stream recently, I've been practicing without the blindfold because it can bother my eyes sometimes. So I've
Mm.
just been playing with my eyes closed. But yeah, all right, I'm ready when you are. You can count me down.
All right. Three, two, one, go.
All right. Starting off here, we just do a full, and then we do a little walk, full, full, and then a little walk, and then we're just gonna do 2 full jumps here. This is all guaranteed. Gonna do a little walk into a jump, and then another jump, and then we can do a little strat here where you full over this, and then full right bonk, go over here, short hop, and I'll explain some strats as I go, but red crown is pretty basic. We're gonna take a different route than you normally would on the any percent or on the main babe category. We're gonna go up here and then do a full bonk, and then we're up here. That's only a blindfolded strat. Nobody does that otherwise. And then we have a cool little strat here. I wanted to land as far left on this platform as I can, and from hearing the landing sound, I know that I did. So we're gonna do a full, and then we're gonna tap down until I hear myself fall. There you go. And then we're gonna do a full here, and then 1, 2, and then full, full, and then down there. And now we're in area 2. Now here we're gonna do one of the most important strats in the blindfolded run, which is ceiling checks. So you see how I'm doing this until I hear myself bonk, right? And now that I'm bonking, I know exactly where I am. So we can jump there, and then we're gonna go up here, and then we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, and then jump over here. Perfect. It's gonna be a lot of full jump setups like that, just to get me in certain positions. I'm gonna do 3 small taps, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and then jump down. And now we're gonna do ceiling checks here until I don't hear myself bonk, so I know my exact position. Gonna jump up here, and then a lot of these jumps are just like muscle memory slash just getting used to doing them blind. And now we're gonna do setup here where we go 1, 2, 3, and then one little tap to the left, and then we can just full jump these. There's a lot of full jumps in here, but you'll see in the later areas it's going to get quite difficult and there might be some complications. But for now, we're good. All right, we have a very interesting blindfolded strat here that Valmerix in the chat came up with. So we're gonna do a bonk here, and we're gonna be on the edge, and I want to bonk my head there, do a full, and then I wanted that jump right there to put me on the very edge of this cage. But I'm gonna do one small left tap, and hopefully I didn't fall off the cage, which I didn't, and then we're gonna do a full right. All right, perfect. And that is how you do the cages blindfolded, guys. All right, hopefully enter here just fine. Perfect. Now we're going to tap until I hear myself fall down. All right, and then we full, walk down here, and now we have a very interesting way of doing the keep here. This is how I do it personally. We're going to do 1, 2, and then we're going to go here. This is a very rare left side keep that you would only see in blindfolded. Nobody else would go this way, but I think it's a really cool strat. It's just one adjustment, and everything else is full jumps. I think it's a really cool strat, and it's very consistent for me too. Okay, so we just fell down there. So we're going to do, this is the first time I have to improvise, right? So we're going to go down there, up here, and then here. And that's how we save that. All right. I'm going to do that to reposition because I could hear I landed very early. And now we have boom, 1, 2, back up. Perfect. We're going to do 3 left wall bonks on here to put me in a consistent position. All right, and then we're going to jump here and then here. All right, I bonked very early there, so I know that I bonked back onto the platform. So let's just go a little bit left here, and then I think I did it again, so we're just going to keep doing it. All right, there you go. Now I can hear the difference. I know the timing, and now we're up here. So very good. Now we're going into here. All right, perfect. And now we're in here. I'm going to do just some fulls here. This is Bargenberg. There is one of the harder jumps in the game, but we have a cool setup coming up here. So we're going to do this until I hear myself bonk on this ceiling, and then we're going to do a full right jump here, and then we're going to do 1, 2, 3 full lefts, and then into a full right to consistently get up there. That's how you do that part and make it way easier in blindfolded. That was a huge strat mine. All right. Then we're going to do this to get into a better position. And then we could fold this. And now, a little strat here. This jump here is a 2-framer. It's the hardest base jump in the game. But if I can get a 2-frame tap on from 2-frame left tap on this wall, which I'm not sure if I'm going to get it. I'm just going to send it. That might be 2 frames. It might not. It might give me 1 extra frame on this jump. All right, so we shorted it. I'm pretty sure. So we did short it, and there are 2 types of shorts you can get here. One short, I would be hearing text playing, so I know I'm not there. And I know I didn't overshoot it because I didn't feel like an overshoot, and also I would not be bonking like this if I overshot it. So I know exactly what platform I'm on. My positioning, I'm actually not entirely sure here, but let's just jump there and then hope that this works. All right, very good. Sometimes you got to play the luck card just a little bit. All right, that time was an overshoot. So we're going to do a little backup here. We go boom. Or wait, yeah, it's boom, boom, and then... And now we're here. So we could just go back here, and we're back. Just quick fall down. Again, this jump's hard, but once I get past it, hopefully we won't fall back. You know, surely I just won't miss this 10 times in a row, although it would be quite comical. I'm sure people in chat are Pepe laughing right now and Lil Wing about that one. All right, and we hit it. So now we do 1 little tap here. All right, and nice. We made it past that part. Now we're just going to do a little climb up here, walk down until I fall. Perfect. I could go for the window jump for the content, but because I've never done that before, we're just not going to do that. Now hear yourself fall 3 times. Boom. And then we can tap down. And then we can actually do a full right here. It's a pretty cool full right. And then we can full left, and I bonk off that way because it's like a weird slope thing. There's a few parts in the game where you can do it like that. And then we do a small walk. And now we actually have a pretty cool thing here where we go to this platform that is never used in the main game, but we can do a small walk into a full left, and then another full left, and then 2 small left taps, and this puts me in position rather than just having to kind of figure it out and guess. Now we do this until I don't hear myself bonking, and then we go into Frontier, which has some of the hardest screens in the game, for Blindfolded especially. Oh! Okay, that was interesting. So I actually tapped off there to the left. I believe I know where I am here. I assume if I full right. All right, so I did figure out where I was just based on like that fall in this trajectory. I don't know if I've ever done that, to be honest, but luckily I figured it out. So let's just go back here. And the section after this is one of the coolest sections, in my opinion, because of what you have to do, the wind section, which I will explain before I do it, so it makes sense. Okay, I undershot it that time, so we gotta just keep doing this. Which is not a big deal at all. Just repeating. You know, sometimes it can get a little lonely when you're doing this because you can't see the chat. You can't really play music because you gotta focus on the sounds you're hearing. I don't know why I'm undershooting this so much. Very interesting. I guess I'm just scared to overshoot it, even though there wouldn't really be any more consequences. So I'm gonna just try to send it next time. Hopefully not overshoot it by multiple frames. Alright, that was good. Alright, perfect. Now we're past that part. That is not the hard part of this area, by the way. I just got stuck there. But you will see. Even the hardest part of this area, I can handle pretty well because I've practiced it so much. But here we can do a full right and to get into position, and then 1, 2, 3. And now we can do a full left because of that, and then a full right. And then get up here. And then I'm just going to overshoot the pole here because if I went for the pole jump like I normally would in normal speedruns, that would be very difficult. And I've never gone for that blindfolded, so. We're just going to undershoot this until we can hit it. There we go. Do a big jump, and we hit it. Nice. It's one of the harder parts of this out of the way. And then we can do a full left bonk here. A little blindfolded strat. All right, very good. So a lot of muscle memory there. And then we're going to do 2 big taps. 1, 2. Land. All right, I landed very late there on that, so I know I could just buffer these. And then we can do, this is the hardest screen in the game, right here, especially when you're trying to beat this for the first time. So we could do those 2 full jumps there to put me in a consistent position. And right here, I'm going to want to try to go for a bonk, and there's 2 types of bonks I can get here. And those give me different positions, but I can usually hear the difference. So let's see if I even get a bonk frame here. All right, I did get a bonk frame, and I actually got the most favorable one. So we're just going to do 1 tap back, and then we're going to do 1, 2, and I'm going to be right on the edge here. And then I land on the pole right there. And I think I'm in a good position, so I'm just going to send it. All right, very good. And we first tried it all. All right, now here we have the wind section. So I'm going to try to explain it quickly before I do it, because while I'm doing it, I'm not going to be able to talk much because I have to focus on it. But basically, in this wind section, the wind moves left and right every 6.5 seconds, and there is no audio cue to hear when that happens. So you might be like, how can you do this blindfolded, right? But it's a system of 2 different techniques. One is, for example, neutraling against here, and I can hear myself bonking, right? And because I'm neutraling, I'm not holding any direction, so I know because I'm bonking there that the wind is currently going right. So I can do that when there's walls around me to know what direction the wind is going. And then the other technique, because as you'll see, there sometimes aren't walls, I'll be doing counting, which I'll be doing out loud, which is what I normally do. So I'm not going to talk much other than my counting while I'm doing it, but you'll see me do it. So I'm actually just going to wait this wind cycle because just to be safe. So you can see now I'm bonking again, and now I'm gonna wait till I'm not bonking again, and then I'm gonna go. Okay, I actually messed it up there, so we're just gonna go one more time. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that is not good. I actually didn't make it on the platform there. So I'm gonna try my best not to fall out of wind here, but it is likely that I do. Maybe actually. Okay, let me think, right? Because the wind was going left there, and now it started going right, but I didn't make it up. So I know where I am. Okay. That's fine. I did just fall out, but it's not a big deal. So now I'm trying to think about exactly where I am. I jumped right, so I think I'm gonna guess I'm here. I'm gonna walk and see. I am not where I thought I was. That is fine. All right, but now I do know where I am. I wasn't sure exactly where I am, but I can hear myself walking here, and because I walked right, I'm very sure I am here. So I could go for the one frame here, but we're just gonna overshoot this. That's not a big deal. I'm not sure exactly how that happened, to be honest, but it's fine. We just have to redo all of this now. But luckily, I did figure out where I was. Just gotta do these parts over again. Hopefully cleanly, we'll see. Very nice. Got the same bonk again. Oh, I overshot that. It's unfortunate. Okay. Luckily, again, I know where that fall takes me because I've had it, unfortunately, too many times. So you have to study these things when you fail it that much, you know? Interesting. I must have done way too much there. And I honestly forget where this takes me, which is very unfortunate here. I'm just gonna make a guess, and if it's wrong, it's wrong. All right, I was wrong. All right, but again, I'm back here. I could tell by the way the fall sounded, and also just that I'm bonking on both sides here, and also that I jumped in this direction. So at least we're safe there. Just got to keep going at it. You know, this is a part where you can just get stuck so many times, and unfortunately, wind didn't go well. But I think wind will go well on the second time around. At least I hope so. Because once we get past wind, we're kind of at a checkpoint where I'm not really gonna fall past it. So once we get there, I'm gonna feel pretty confident that I can close this run out. I overshot it again. Dude, what is happening? That's crazy. But again, at least as long as I know my recoveries, none of this is really that big of a deal. So that was the slightly earlier box. I'm gonna do one tap there to get me in a better position. Wow, dude, that's crazy. Oh, did I undershoot it that time? All right, but I can hear the slope here, so I know where I am at least. All right, overshot that. Gotta do this again. It's just a loop, but I'll get past this. Like it is crazy how much the runs can vary on this. Like I sometimes my right now my personal best is right under 10 minutes, but sometimes I can still get like over 30 minutes. It's pretty crazy. And but I don't think I'm gonna get over 30 minutes because for the most part this run has been very good. So we will see. Oh, I bonked. Okay. At least I know where that takes me, so we just go right back. That was an early landing. I'm gonna walk a little left there. Very good. Yeah, right now, sometimes you miss a jump so many times in a row that it just starts to get a little confusing on the exact frames. All right, there we go. All right, I'm gonna be silent while I do this. Outside of my counting. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's good. That was I unfortunately went a little early. But that's why am I messing that up? That's crazy. All right. I hope I'm good here. We'll see. Nice. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we're gonna have to save this here. So, okay. Let's wait a few seconds and go. Okay, it overshot. Um, this is tough. I really wish I didn't miss that. Okay. I should have actually maybe handled that a little differently. But that's fine. I'm just thinking right now of where the wind was at and what I could do here. All right. Assuming I know where I am, which I would hope I'm right. No, that's fine. Okay, so now I know I'm not in the snow, and because I'm holding right here, and I know that I'm not falling, I know exactly where I am, so we can't actually save this without falling out the wind, luckily. So you'll see. Now I'm doing this, and then we can go up here, and then hear myself fall, and now we can do this, and then we saved it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice. Hopefully I didn't wait too long there. Um, okay. I'm gonna try to play it safe. I've never actually done it like this before. because I waited slightly too long. All right, luckily that worked. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're home free. All right, and just like that, we're finally out of the wind, and we're kind of at a checkpoint here. Because I'm blindfolded, there's a small chance I could really mess up and fall out if I'm not sure what side I'm on when I fall out, but the chances of that happening are not very high, luckily, because I'm pretty aware of how I can tell most of the time, and if I'm not really sure, I know I could check it. But here we're just doing a bunch of full jumps. Luckily, the chapel here is very easy. I fell there, but I've had that fall many times, so I know where I am. But we still have a couple challenges ahead of us. But we are at the safe point where I'm very sure that even if I mess up a little bit, I am going to finish this run. So
Right.
I'm very happy about that.
Because Valamurix has told me this is a very safe point. May I read one? Oh, it's not. There's no message, but Lou's mom, loser, speedrun in the chat, his mom has donated $4.20.
What'd you say?
She didn't say anything. I don't think she knew there was a message included.
All right, shout out to the donation.
Yeah.
All right, and now here we have ice. So ice is very slippery. Slippery. That's a new word. Slippery. And as you can see, when I tap in the ice, it is significantly less than a normal tap would be. So we will use that by just doing bigger taps here, and also very slippery, of course. But yeah, let's move. Okay, so I did just undershoot that, so that is unlucky. Yeah, if I'm not sure I would have undershot that if I had not waited so long, but that's fine because chapel is basically free. You just go through it again. And I knew that fall as well, so we can just easily recover right there. No big deal. Honestly, it's pretty crazy. Like the chapel, most of the chapel, I'd say, like if you didn't know I was blindfolded, like this could be like a realistic person's like chapel. Like, I mean, not somebody who's very, very good at the game, but somebody who's a little less experienced. Like their chapel could look like that. Oh, I just undershot that. That's crazy. Okay. All right. Luckily, again, I just know these recoveries, but that was crazy that I undershot that. Failing the easy jumps, but it's all good because we just keep going here. If I had to guess right now, the timer's probably at around 20 minutes. It could be a little earlier, a little later. That's just my guess. If I'm right on the point, then that's pretty awesome. But I doubt I'm exactly on it. All right. So I know just by that landing that I landed incredibly early on this platform, and I'm probably very far left. So we're going to do a bigger jump across there. Because you can, on that screen transition, if you're too far left, you actually won't make it onto the platform I just got onto. And here, normally, on this slide, you would carry the momentum, but because it's very hard to do that, there's a strat where we do this, and then just spam jumps here, and then we can cancel our momentum. And then here we can actually use the slide a little bit to get a little further onto that platform. And now here we're going to do ceiling checks until I don't hear myself bonk. And now I hear myself bonking, so 1, 2, 3. And then just go through these jumps. And then here we have a pretty hard jump because you can't really hear it fully if you're undershooting it or overshooting it right away. So, but I actually hit it, so that's awesome. All right, and now we're in the final area of the game, the tower. A lot of ceiling checks in this, so we're gonna do ceiling checks. I just heard myself bonk, so 1, 2, and then bam. These are just kind of jumps you gotta know how to do. Okay, no longer bonking. We can go here. All right, so I no longer bonk, and perfect. And then jump here. And now we're gonna do a little more ceiling checks. going very slow. It could be going faster. All right, and then we're gonna use 3 little taps. 1, 2, 3, and then we can do this skip, and then we're gonna do a little walking, and then boom, and then a full jump. All right. So now I needed to hear where I was on that platform. I think I landed pretty far out actually. So we're just gonna do a little walk there, and then boom, nice. Because obviously, if you're too far to the right there, then you are not able to hit the jump because you are blocked by the ceiling. All right, now we're gonna do this till we hear myself bonk and bam, and then do a big jump, a little walk, and then hit the big jump. And that is Jump King Blindfolded.
And time, I think.
There will be a final time at the end.
Okay. That was incredible.
Thank you, dude. That was fun. I'm glad I get to show this to, a bunch of different audiences. I don't think anyone's ever done this. Actually, no, maybe the first guy who completed Blindfolded, it's pretty crazy. The guy who completed Blindfolded, he did it in 2020, and it's just like a guy who does blindfolded speedruns. And he did it 3 years before anyone else ever even completed the Blindfolded next.
Dang.
So it's pretty crazy. But yeah, right now, so far, only 6 people have even done this blindfolded at all. But yeah, I'll do some shout outs now while these credits play out, and then we'll see the final time. Shout out to Val Merricks for motivating me a lot. He is the current world record holder on this map, and he's also the only other victor of the 3rd map, because right now we completed the 1st and the 3rd map of this game blindfolded, which is Ghost of the Babe. Right now, the 2nd map, which is less hard normally, but it's actually a much harder for blindfolded. We have no intention of doing that right now, but him and I have both beaten the 3rd map of this game, and we're the only people to have done that so far. So yeah, if you want to watch the breakdown of that, he actually has a video on his YouTube breaking down his accomplishment of him being the first person to complete it. His YouTube is just at Wish, so it doesn't get much simpler than that. And yeah, shout out to everyone else in the Jump King community it's a very nice community. I really appreciate everybody in the community. Helps keep me motivated. And yeah, check out my channel, twitch.tv/Lehvel, Lehvel. I might be doing some more blindfolded speedruns, do some slightly different strats to try to go faster and get closer to the world record in this. And then also other Jump King categories and sometimes other games or just like casual. But yeah, final time was 25 minutes, 17 seconds. Not bad at all. It could have been 10 minutes faster, but like it just, we'll take what we can get, dude.
Oh, one more. Hybrid is asked you to shoot a shot on the hoop. Will you be doing that?
Okay, I could do that. Let me make sure. Okay, let me show it if I can. I'll do it until I make it. Oh shit. Okay. Got it. Oh, oops. I didn't curse.
Pretty cool.
No, I'll try to prop up the camera. All right. Almost. Sorry about that. Okay, let me do it like this. All right, there we go. All right, I'll make a shot, guys. I'll get one shot, okay?
Lehvel. Lehvel.
Boom. For the viewers.
Round of applause. Epic.
I don't know if I've ever done that first try before in front of an audience, so you know what? I'll take that. All right. Well, yeah, thank you, Mark, as well. Shout out to you for hosting this great event, charity for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. That's pretty sick. And yeah, shout out to everybody. Thank you guys.
Can I have one more donation while you're here? I think someone donated last second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's Radionics. $20. Blindfolded runs are so crazy. GG's level.
Yeah, we're Radionics. Appreciate that, dude. Thank you.
But yeah.
Thank you to everyone else as well who's a GGSCLIGDs. Thank you.
Yeah. Goodbye, level.
All right. Bye. Thank you, Mark, for letting me join.
No problem. See ya.